Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. You know who it is. Your host, Dan Arena. And over there, we
Dreaming
got
Tabitha.
we got Tabitha, who's dreaming all day long.
Always.
We love it. Anyways, don't forget, everybody, vanquish that like button. Tell your friends about us. Share this video, and ding the bell, ding, for more notifications of when our next video shows up. And then we also have to say, for those who may be new watching this now or after, subscribe to the channel. And, if you like our stuff. If you don't, keep it to yourself and move on.
Oh, but why wouldn't they like our stuff? And speaking of
That's true.
stuff, Dan, don't we have some stuff that they could get?
That's right. It's called merch. No. It's called gifts. Giftedizing. Yeah. I was about to say merch. We're not doing that anymore.
That was the
everybody.
21, year
That's
21
right.
inside the booth. It's year 22. So now we only sell gifts. We don't
Gifts.
sell
That's right.
merchandise.
That's right. Giftedizing, where all the real money of this podcast is made. Same with Patreon, by the way. Don't forget to go over there, become a member for only $1. But our gifts, you can also get this beautiful mug. Get some beautiful koozies that make you cozy, which I don't have in front of me. I usually do.
You don't have the infamous koozie? What is Inside the Booth coming to?
I don't know.
That's like a staple of the channel. Is that danged koozie?
That is. We also got T-shirts, hoodies, neck gaiters,
stickers,
phone cases, stickers,
whatever you can get your hands on.
What are those ones? Those workout shirts? They're like
Razorbacks or something.
They're like
muscle shirts. No,
like a muscle
I don't know.
That's it. That's probably a muscle shirt. So that's it. Boom. All right, so we want to say hello to everybody on the chat right now. We got Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike, how you doing? We love you, buddy.
Hello.
Love you, Uncle. We got. By the way, Grandma's probably watching with Uncle Mike. So,
Grandma. Hello, Grandma.
Or my kids call her Great Grandma. So, how you doing? We got Avery Cruz giving out wing hugs to everybody today. Wing hugs with Avery. And we got JT Gunter. What's up, JT? Thanks for being on the show. And then we got Matthew. Hey, Matthews.
Hey, Matthew.
He's in the chat. What's up? I'm looking extra snazzy with fire. That's right. That's nice. Because the campfires is what makes a movie.
Makes a movie manly.
That's what makes a movie a man movie. That's right. Man. And then we got
my mom.
Hello, Mom. All right. So there we have it. That's everybody in the chat that said hello. For those of you who are just lurking, we want to say hello to you there too. Oh, we got Backyard Tortoise. Hello, I'm working, but we'll be listening and lurking. Yes.
He meant no disrespect. He meant TARDIS, not tortoise.
Oh,
you gotta watch those Doctor Who fans, man. I mean, they'll come at you.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, Doctor Who friend of ours. So it's TARDIS? Is that how you say that? Oh, okay.
TARDIS. I can't say I'm a Doctor Who fan. I tried to give it a chance, but it's not my thing. I really tried, but I get it.
That's right.
Some people like it.
How did I get confused with saying tortoise?
I don't know. That's what I was like. Let me stop you right there. Okay.
Yeah, let me stop him. Lois, Tabitha, you look like Lois Lane. Those glasses.
Thank you. I was going for the Jean Grey look, kind of, sort of.
That's it. Kind of.
That's why I've got the lights, shining on my hair, make it look red. And she did wear glasses in one of the films, so here I am.
That's right. And you got the curls in front there, the curly, wavy hair. Looks good.
I tried.
All right. So we are talking tonight about Jean Grey. I don't have a picture. I wish I should have just like shared my screen so I could put up Jean Grey. Jean Grey, everybody. We got Jean Grey talking about Jean Grey tonight. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna be, I guess, discussing the
Like it,
variations of Jean
yeah.
Grey, right?
Like the actresses that played Jean Grey, were they, worth their salt? Did they act like Jean Grey? Did they bring the comic books and the cartoons to life? Did they really personify who Jean Grey is?
That's
And I
right.
guess Dark Phoenix, since they're kind of coupled together.
Yes, Dark Phoenix. Uh,
He
JT says
is.
he thinks R2 is sick. Well,
Yeah, I saw that
prayers
this
out to
morning.
R2. I will say some
Yeah.
prayers for the sick man.
And Whitey's sick too.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, right. That's why he didn't come on the show. That's what he told me. He said, but he rewatched it and he said it was fun, and he loves the microphone. He told me. I
Yeah,
said,
how could
"Oh,
you not?
thanks, man. I know, right?
Right.
Not for everyone, but it. What does it say?
Reinvents itself with each doctor, so you have to try a few to see if any click with you. Well, to be honest, that's kind of what
Uh,
makes it difficult for me, is the fact that it's not,
it
I don't
is
know, that
different.
it's its own little different thing every time the doctors switch. And I don't know, I the one that I watched, just to throw it out there, was with that one Scottish dude, and it was with the mannequins that came to life. And there wasn't much of a story. I was told there was not much of a storyline that went with Doctor Who. I have a difficult time with things that don't have storylines. But hey, whatever works. I watched about 3
That's right.
episodes and I'm like, not for me.
I think the only thing I know about it is obviously the phone booth and then those robot thingies, the weird looking robot things.
Oh, I know the
That's
electric
basically.
screwdriver thing. So,
Oh, that too. Yeah, that's right. And
yeah,
it kind of
that's,
looks like a pen or something. That's
yeah, I don't know. But let's see. Avery says Elvis is dead and I don't feel so good myself. Well, in the words
Elvis is
of
dead.
Tommy Lee Jones, Elvis is not dead. He just went home because apparently he's an alien. He is not dead. He just went home.
Mrs. R2
Hello.
Yaki. Hello, everyone. Yes, R2
Oh,
is sick, asleep on the couch, but I'm listening. Oh,
oh,
thank
well, we
you.
appreciate you being
Yes,
here.
we do.
Yes.
That's right.
So, well,
All right. So, Jean Grey,
go
everybody.
first, Dan. I'll let you go
So
first. You seem to know
I guess
more
I'll
than
go
I do.
first. So I guess let's talk about the movies aspect first. We'll go with the first three movies. It was acted by
Femke,
Cam
Femke
what
Jensen.
Famken Jensen. Yes.
Femke
Oh,
Jensen.
Famke.
She's Dutch.
Well, it's Dutch, right?
Hmm.
That's what I thought I saw earlier.
Hmm.
So I think she did a wonderful job as Jean Grey. I know a lot of people didn't like that third movie when she turns into the Phoenix, but you know what? I didn't mind it. I thought it was a pretty cool Phoenix that she portrayed. Um,
Hmm.
Definitely more evil and more like didn't care about anybody else. Even though it's weird how the Phoenix came about, because it was not an alien embodying the person. It was more of a it came out of her because
A
she's
dual
oh
personality.
yeah, like because
Yeah.
she's holding back the waters. I don't know. It was weird, but I like how portrayed it in the third movie, and then she
Hmm.
asked Wolverine to kill her, and then he does, and then bam. Speaking of Whitey, we got
Wait.
Whitey Wicked Workshop. What's up, beautiful people? Thank
Not
you.
much,
You're
Whitey. Just talking about
you're
Jean
beautiful
Grey.
too, Whitey.
Don't know
That's
what you
right.
know about her, but if Dennis was here, I'm sure he would have every answer because he seems
Oh,
to
I
know
know.
everything about everything.
Every movie, yeah,
Yeah.
about everything. Yeah, where
Um.
is Dennis? We need to get him on.
Yeah. I know,
Um,
right?
so
Do
she did
you?
a. Go ahead. What were you
Do
gonna
you
ask?
feel like she personified Jean Grey from like the comics and the cartoons well, or was she her own thing doing what she was
Oh,
doing, or
I'd have to say she was kind of her own thing. Um, what's it? What Dave say? Nobody's a nerd like Dennis, because Dennis knows everything
seems
about
to
everything.
be the truth?
That's kind of true. Who's Jean Grey? Well, first of all, you spelled Jean Grey, the Jean part wrong, but
And
yes.
Grey,
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You did. And Grey wrong.
but we still
It's
love you.
Grey,
All
and
right.
it's a J for Jean. Jean. Right? Isn't that how it is?
It is. We're just getting on your case, Whitey, because he gets on mine all the time.
That's right. And because that's probably the only name I know how to spell in real life.
Can't even
No,
spell
it's
Dan.
because I
Can
looked
only
at it
spell
enough
Jean
today.
Grey.
Yeah, I can always spell Jean
D
Grey today.
A. Darn, what's that last letter?
What's that last letter? Man, I knew there was something there. Um,
Yeah. That's
Phil says, "Hell, Dan, looking smooth, bro." And hey, Tabitha,
Hey,
looking
Phil.
great as always.
Thanks. I
Yes,
try.
thank you. Dave
Um,
says, "Out."
you were saying though backstage that there was a difference between the comic books and sometimes and the cartoons. So I mean, like,
Yeah, and
what she wasn't
definitely from the movies too.
she
They're
she
all
wasn't
written
anything like either
differently.
one of them, or
You got the variation of it, yeah. I mean, you could, it's there, but
Mhm.
definitely they're a little different.
What was
Um,
something that she did that was Jean Grey? I mean, I didn't really I watched the
well,
cartoons
the
when I
mind
was very
reading
little,
thing,
but I don't really remember. Well, I meant like
right?
I mean, she obviously will have a lot of the same kind of powers, but like as far as personality traits, like was she more, I don't know, was she more humble in this movie, or was she, I don't know. I'm
Um,
trying to
I guess she
trying to
was,
figure it out.
human in the movie. In the cartoons, more of a superhero, so you don't get to see the humanistic parts of them
Oh,
in
okay.
the
So they
cartoons.
downplayed her abilities in the movies. You feel in the
Yeah,
early
well,
2000s.
right. Kinda. I mean, there's, I didn't read a lot of the comics, so I don't
Hmm.
really know a lot about her backstory of the comics. All I
Okay.
remember was the cartoons. So the cartoons, she was always just, she was always there beating up the bad guys.
Oh, okay.
Basically, good guy versus bad guy scenario. And
Okay.
there was no scenario of, you know, let's make everybody a human and then be good or bad. It was
Okay.
dry cut. It was cut and dry there. Um, Rogue Disney, what's up? How you doing?
Hey,
Gene
Rogue.
Way, yeah, more powerful in the comics. Yes, way more powerful in the comics.
From what
Yes, I would have to say
from what I
because she
was
would
reading,
use the. I think she would use the power more often. Go
well,
ahead.
from what I was reading was that I'll just give my 2 cents worth. I also asked out on Twitter, where you guys can also follow me and Dan inside the booth and Dreaming Tab. I was
Right.
asking people about their opinions because more people know people know more about the comics and things like that than I do. I kind of know here and there, like overall stuff, but people like know the backstory. So I put out some feelers
Mhm.
on Twitter just to see what the verdict might be among our peers there, as far as did she portray a good Jean Grey? And the consensus was, as I kind of feel, that yeah, she seemed to be spot on. I thought she did a
Like
really
better
good
than the other ones.
yeah, well, I hadn't mentioned the younger one yet, but like as far as Famke Jensen, that she or Jansen, she did a really good job, because you look at a lot of the traits that um Jean Grey's supposed to be known for in the comics. Like she's intelligent, she's a nurturer, she's not necessarily, a in your face kind of gal. She's not just hanging on the side, just waiting for a fight to start necessarily. But she was, she's there if you need her. I do think that in
Hmm.
the first, especially in the first two, they kind of well, actually, and especially in the first one, they kind of downplayed her abilities. But I think that was on purpose because they were saying that some research I was doing that in the comics, especially in the beginning when she was known as Marvel Girl, that they didn't want, she only had her, what was it, her telekinesis. She could only really like move objects, and so she appeared to be the weaker of the group. And it
Hmm.
wasn't until Professor X kind of allowed some of the barriers to come out where she was able to use telepathy as well, and that increased her abilities. And so I think that was purposefully done in the early 2000 movies to kind of see that progression where she was getting stronger. And you notice that by the second film, definitely her powers are a little bit more out there. She's doing more things. And of course, in the third one, she then she kind of explodes with a little bit of a mysterious power. And I do kind of like the idea that, well, a lot of the fans did say apparently that the Phoenix aspect was badly done or poorly done in both the newer one and the older
Yeah.
film. Apparently, that's a very difficult concept that Hollywood can't seem to quite
can't
grasp.
can't put together.
Apparently, I guess I'm not sure
Well,
why.
I think at the time was because they didn't really want to bring aliens into the play,
Yeah.
or outer
Okay.
beings from not this Earth, you know,
Hmm.
because they didn't know how people would probably take it. Um,
Right. They didn't
but
want it to
now
be too
after
far fetched, I guess.
yeah, yeah, but now after the MCU, aliens
Yeah.
everywhere, galaxies everywhere. I don't
Hmm.
see why they couldn't have
They
done
kind
that
of
last
contained it a
movie
little bit to
a little bit.
Earth, maybe.
Yeah, but that last movie, The Dark Phoenix, I don't understand why they didn't kind of bring it outward more. I mean, they did a little bit, but it wasn't like enough. I guess
Hmm. Um,
I don't know if you
I
understand what I just said.
I do. I do. I just I don't know. I'm not sure whether to go between the two films at the moment or just kind of talk about Famke
Oh, right, right.
Jensen's
Let's just keep
portrayal. So
talking
I'm
about her.
trying to
Yeah.
like figure out it's kind of hard not to do a crossover.
No, yeah, it is right.
But
It is hard.
I just thought she brought a lot of class to it. I see Rogue says that she was a feisty one in one of the cartoons with Wolverine and the X-Men. And yeah, that's the thing
Hmm.
too. Like even in this movie, she's not necessarily, she's not like a pushover and everything like that. She just tries to, in my opinion, you watch her and she just has an elegance and some class about when she feels she needs to use her powers. And I really
Right.
like the relationship that she has among her colleagues, if you will, her peers of the school. She has it. You can tell that she. I mean, for me, right away, you can tell in this first film that she and Professor X have a special connection without knowing her backstory. Like she seems to be kind of almost like the right hand man, if you will, and
Hmm.
just already setting things up to tell you that there's going to be something special happening later on. I can't say again, I don't know much about the story of the Dark Phoenix. I mean, I know like the origins and things like that, but as far as the last movie, I will say when I first saw it several years ago, I was pretty upset. And not having known much about the background story and everything like that, but I was pretty upset when she died because I'm like, no, she is supposed to have a child, and that child is supposed to end up marrying the daughter of the or excuse me, end up marrying the son of the part of the Fantastic Four team, and because according to comic books, and then they're supposed to have a child that becomes this, what is it, Galactica or something like that. I'm like, no, that can't happen if she dies. Little did I know that later on, apparently in the comics, she's died like 2 or 3 times. So I guess it just
Yeah, of
depends
course.
on which little category
But
you fall
I think they're
into.
all like different universes, as everybody's
That
starting to
drives
call
me crazy.
everything. You know.
Do you like that about comic books and things like that, Dan? Do you like that
No,
there's
I kind of don't because I
yeah.
mean, because they just well, I don't know what other story to tell. Well, let's just take something that's already dead and bring it back to life a little bit because
Yeah.
they don't know what else to do.
I was
Which
doing I was
is
again I was was doing some more research, and I found out that because I couldn't remember like the name of Susan and Reed Richards' son. I couldn't remember what his name was, and it's Franklin and everything like that. Anyway, you start looking at these stories, and it's almost like the pantheon of the gods. Like everybody's having children with these people and with these people, and just sprinkling their their spawn everywhere. Because I saw that apparently, like Wolverine. I always thought it was just Jean Grey and Cyclops. Like that's just how I understood it to be. But then I
Right.
found out that Jean also was with like three other dudes. And then Wolverine also had a child with her. And then Wolverine had a child with Storm. And I'm like, this is
What's
crazy. This
going
is
on?
stupid. This is ridiculous. Why do they all have children by different? What you can't tell me that that just drives me crazy. So, like I said, to go back to that, I was pretty upset, pretty doggone upset because I like Jean. She was my favorite character. Besides like Cyclops, when I would play him in the Sega Genesis game. Um,
Right.
I was really upset about that because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It's not following the comic books until I found
Matthew
out
just
later on
sent
that she
me
was.
sent us a picture on her thing. He's watching us on a big screen TV.
Ah,
50 inch,
nice.
she said.
Well,
50
glad to
inches.
have you. But I just I was
Thanks,
really
Matt.
disappointed. Now I have to say from a story standpoint, I know we're not
Right.
really talking about the story necessarily itself, but it's kind of hard not to since it's
Yeah,
integral
no,
with
go ahead. I
Gene,
mean,
is that it
all these stories are
definitely
kind of different, you know,
it
and it's its
was
own thing.
um
So, no, go ahead. Sorry, I
it
keep cutting you off.
definitely was a good ending as far as it was a surprise for me. Like I wasn't anticipating it, so it's kind of nice when they mix it up. I just hate it because unlike Dan, he'll just be like, "Well, just watch it anyway. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite character." He doesn't care about feelings,
Well,
but
because, it's acting, gotta watch it.
but it didn't make any sense to me. It makes a little bit more sense, but I thought she did a good job looking powerful and scary. Like I felt like she had quite an ominous presence when she was the Dark Phoenix without being overboard, in my
Hmm,
opinion.
gotcha. Well, I'm gonna move up a little bit. Whitey said I look smooth tonight, don't I? And some people said they agree. TD's in the house. I know we didn't say hello to him yet, but he's been talking away. Um, we also got Rogue saying the '90s was a hot time for comics. The swimsuit issues.
Issues.
Swimsuit.
Yeah. Yeah, those outfits make
Yeah,
no sense. And I know guys don't
right.
care,
Yeah.
but I'm just telling you, they made no sense. Just, like that it defies the law of physics.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Showing some skin probably wasn't the best thing. But
It
I
wasn't
mean, if you're a superhero and your skin's like imperative to anything, I
well,
guess it
they
can
didn't
look
even
good.
it wasn't I mean, a lot of them were wearing almost head to toe outfits, but you'd never know.
That's
It was
right.
plastered on so tightly.
Basically painted on.
Yeah.
It kind of goes with the guys too. You see all the muscles and everything. It's all
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
tight.
Yeah. It's not quite as in your face as other body parts, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Rogue says no. Marvel did a swimsuit issue, and
Hmm.
it's not
I
good.
I
It's
I remember
not
hearing
good.
about that. Yeah.
Um, that's it's so they can fly better.
Right. Yes.
That's right. Well, no capes.
Fly,
Capes
swim, absolutely.
capes get stuck. Capes.
Hmm.
No capes. What's her name say on The Incredibles? No capes. Look at what happened to this guy. He gets sucked into the thing in the airplane, and then
I don't think I've ever seen Incredibles, so
are you serious? You serious right
I
about
wouldn't
that?
like. Look, I don't have
Oh
kids.
man,
This was after my time, if you will. I was in that era of
you
becoming
don't
an
have to have
adult,
kids to
watching.
watch Disney animation.
That's true. I did watch Encanto last night, so
Edna, yes, yes, Matthew, that's her name, Edna.
Edna.
Um, so yeah, you know what? I thought she did a decent job. We'll
Hmm.
just leave it at that. I just because like all these movies are so different in the way they
Hmm.
tell the story, but they have the same kind of premise of who Jean Grey is. I think it's okay. I mean, it is somewhat annoying, but at the same time, you're like,
Yeah.
well, maybe they're just trying to restart the story and tell a
See, I
different
think
story
we've
on it.
grown too lenient with that within the comic books itself because we're just like, oh, well, it's a different universe.
Well,
But it's like,
right,
imagine doing
but
that with
but
Star
but if you
Wars.
think
Imagine
about
going
it,
back in time and
well, they
changing
did do a
Princess
Star
Leia's
Wars.
personality. Well, but
Look
like,
at
but
look at what
like
they're
if they
doing in
went,
Star Wars. They are
but
doing
what
it.
if they went back in time and decided to change Princess Leia's personality and she ended up marrying Lando or some dude on
Well,
in
Lando
Mos
was
Eisley?
into her pretty well, you know.
Well, I know
Lando's
he
like,
was, but you
hey,
know what I'm saying?
you
Like, it just I think that it's like sometimes again it kind of drives me crazy with the multiple universes, but I think we're just
yeah.
taking it for granted that it's like, oh well, there's different Jean Greys out there in the movies, so they each to each their own.
I
And it's
think,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
well,
but
I think they kind of did that because, like you said before, the comics are kind of somewhat like that, you know. So
yeah, hard to
it's like,
latch on to one character per se because
yeah,
there's like three different or
and just
four different. I can't get my numbers right. Four different characters.
yeah.
But
So it,
Wolverine's always the same kind of douchebag in every kind of comic. So
Wolverine's the same, even in all the movies. It's the
that's what
same
I'm
guy
saying. So
playing
why,
Wolverine, you know.
so to have multiple Cyclopses or multiple Jean Greys doesn't seem to be as consistent. But I know it's because Wolverine seems to be like the absolute fan favorite. So I guess that's
Right.
why they're
Well,
like,
everybody loves Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's you know, I mean, I'm sure people are having trouble find. Like I forgot who it was, but they're gonna replace Wolverine with somebody else, and everybody's like,
yeah,
I don't know, this guy might be good, this might guy, but he's not gonna be Hugh
yeah,
Jackman.
Jackman.
Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman's the best. So
Yeah. I mean, he nailed that part. Yeah.
he did. The only thing is that he's way too tall for Wolverine, and I don't think he
Yeah.
was gritty enough. Honestly, I don't
Really?
think. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, if you look at the cartoons and some of the comics, man, he's vicious. You
Well, I
know,
mean, it did get grittier as the movies went along. By the time you get to Logan, I mean, I thought that was a little bit too extreme, but all the adults, all the dudes wanted to be as gritty as possible, it seems. So,
right? Dan, I'm curious to know, are you using your Christmas gift right now? Of course, I'm using one of them. The big screen in front of me, I can see me better, and I can actually read the letters better when I pop them up like that. So yeah, I know we're not supposed to be talking about Wolverine yet, though. That's
yeah,
another
right,
show.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
It's superhero month, guys, if you
uh,
didn't know. So, we'll be talking about all kinds of interesting superheroes, Wolverine being one of them. But
Wolverine will be
shh.
one of them. That's right. Yeah, but you know what? That's all right. And since it's been so long since I've seen those three movies, you know, it's like I don't really know because I don't know the character that well in those three movies because it wasn't just about her in those three movies. It was more
Right.
about everybody else.
All of the X-Men
Yeah,
themselves. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I think they focused a little bit more on Wolverine, to be honest. And I know
Well,
we're
and
not supposed to be talking about him, but
I
you
have
know,
to say, I think that was honestly, and we're just since we're here anyway, the beauty of for me, the beauty of the
yeah, yeah,
first three X-Men movies from a storyline standpoint, because again, being a person that when I first saw them didn't know that much about the characters, just surface level stuff.
mhm,
I thought the way that they lined up the stories for the future was brilliant, just because, like you said, in the beginning, it seems to be mostly about Rogue and Wolverine, and
mhm.
then it starts tapering off into Jean, and then it
Right.
definitely goes into Jean, and then it finishes off, and then we get the continuation with Logan's story and what happens, and then they decided to expand and redo everything because I guess everybody hated how that movie ended. So, but I don't know if that was their intention because this was before Marvel was really like setting up stuff.
Yeah, I'm setting a thing. Yeah.
And so I don't know if they really planned for the X-Men to explode the way that they did, and if that
I
was
don't think they
all
did. I think
part of
they
it.
because they I think they filmed like one movie at a time, and they realized, oh, the movie's it's a big hit. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
So
So I think that was really well done. I like how it wasn't necessarily focused on one character
right,
and all the time, but kind of broke up. So it really to me felt like you kind of got everybody's individual because you get a little snippet of even Storm in there. You kind of get to know her personality a little bit more, even though she wasn't quite at the forefront, but it was really well done. And that being said, if you're okay segueing into
yeah. Let's
the
do it
other
to the
film, um, it's been a while
with
since I've watched all the newer movies with Sophie Turner as Jean, but I have to say I wasn't impressed. And it makes it really difficult because this is supposed to go back in
right,
time and it kind of changes things. And so when you
right.
watch it, like what I watched Dark Phoenix for the first time today, and I was like, and I just watched Last Stand as well. And I'm like, wait, but if she does this, then it won't happen in the future. And I'm like, oh, that's right. That's because they changed history.
Yeah, they
And so
changed.
but it just as far as Sophie Turner, just to go to the bare basics of the show, the as far as her as Jean Grey, I wasn't too impressed. I didn't feel like she had a lot of the
Yeah, I didn't. Now
same quality
she was the one in Dark Phoenix too.
in Dark what? Dark
Dark
Phoenix? Yeah.
Phoenix. She
Yeah,
was
Sophie
she
Turner
was
was
the
the
main.
same one as
Okay,
that
oh,
one and like Apocalypse or whatever it was called and
okay. Well, who
the
was
other.
Haley then? Haley Ram. What did she play?
I'll let you know. You said
X
Haley
Men: The
Ram.
Last Stand. Yeah. Oh, she looks familiar too. Oh, was she supposed to be the young?
Did she play the young Jean Grey? Like
I
she
think
was
she
like,
played the young Jean Grey in The Last
yeah,
Stand.
she
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't
yeah. Okay.
necessarily
She wasn't really
the
Jean Grey. Okay, yeah,
Jean Grey. She was just a flashback.
yeah.
But yeah, Sophie Turner, she just kind of seemed a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit, I don't know, wooden maybe, or it just no real personality. I just going just by the Dark Phoenix movie, there
Right.
was no
Well,
real
right, but
personality, no real connection with the others except for Scott, and that's only because they were boyfriend and girlfriend. But even then, it seemed like, and you have to also consider the fact that if the timeline, like that movie took place in 1992, and it was like what, maybe 9 or so years
yeah,
later when we see them, the age the
yeah. It's
appearance
weird.
is just off. Like it's
It
so off
is.
for all of the characters, and that's really bothersome to me. That's just me. But I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with her and the storyline for the Dark Phoenix. So they tried to follow the one where you, like you said, they brought in the alien entity in this one. I
Right.
do like the
But it
idea that it was a
wasn't
dual
the exact
personality,
same. Yeah, it
right?
wasn't the exact same entity.
I
Um,
like the idea more if they're if apparently since they can't get the Dark Phoenix right on film according to the fans, I like the idea more of the dual personality that Jean was too powerful for her own good, if you will, and Doctor
right.
X was trying to or Professor X was trying to help her with that. Versus in this one, I mean, I think they just got carried away with all the lights and the CGI technology. And why was her hair like always floating? What was that all
Like she was
about?
in water or something. I think that's when the Phoenix
Stupid.
started taking over her body.
I
So
know, but
she
it
started
didn't
getting
make any sense.
beauty.
Like it was just weird. I was like,
Yeah.
why does she look like Aquaman when she's turning into the Dark Phoenix?
Let's say
Um,
hello to a couple people here. Um, well, I guess not too many. Just Annie
Hello, people.
Moose. Moose. Does that say
I'm.
Moose?
Mm-hmm.
Is that did I say it right? Anani Moose. Anani. Anonai.
Anonymous, like
Anani.
anonymous, anonymous.
Oh, it could be. You're gonna have to keep reminding me every time it comes on. Um,
Just call
it
him
says
Moose.
Logan was a lone warrior movie. We're not
It
talking
was.
about Wolverine today. We're gonna do that
Yeah, we got to
um,
focus because we're going to be
the
talking about
11th
him later.
because
Yep.
because if I talk too much about him now, I won't want to talk about him on the 11th. But yeah. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that's it really. Nobody else said too much. Days of Future Past
Mm-hmm.
was a rebooted sequel changed the X-Men in their respective
And
universes.
I don't think it changed them for the good. Like I didn't even like
No, it didn't.
Professor X's character. Like he just wasn't. I don't think he was likable. I love Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. I mean, you just had this instant respect for him, and he was patient, and he was understanding.
Yeah,
And I understand when you're younger, you have to develop these skills. You
right,
know,
right.
I get all and that personality. But again, given that it was only 9 years difference between when, if you will, in that timeline, he was
Hmm.
acting like some, some dude who just got out of college and didn't have a clue what he was doing. And I just don't think that they portrayed him well. Ergo, it didn't work well with Jean Grey's character because
No, it
they
didn't.
turned this storyline for this film. I thought was just really awful. Um, you don't
Talking about
again
the
you
Phoenix one,
the Dark Phoenix because
Dark
the
Phoenix
X-Men
one.
are supposed to be like a family. They're supposed to know each other really well.
Right,
They're the family that they never could have. And it
right.
just this idea, that Jean was suppressing that was the confusing part too. So Jean was suppressing feelings because she killed her mother apparently in this rendition of the story.
Right, right. Well, because she did have powerful, she was very powerful,
Yeah.
uh, even before the Phoenix attached to
Yeah.
her, she was a powerful person,
But you don't really
and
get that sense of the difference because they make it seem
you
like she
don't
would have been
because
either way. She would have
right,
been a bad person.
right. I don't think you get that sense. You're right. You don't get that sense because um, I think because of the fact that they didn't show it much like they did
Yeah.
in uh, let's say the was that third
Last
X-Men movie,
last stand.
Last
Yeah.
Stand. Yeah. um, and honestly, Days of Future Past, I know it was supposed to go back to change things and whatever
Mhm.
or whatever so that
Change
they can make more movies or whatever.
change
um,
too much.
but yes, I was gonna say in the cartoons they did that a lot. Was go in the past and go in the future.
Mhm.
That's where Cable came from. That's where,
Right.
gosh, who was that other guy's name? He was the black guy that was like Cable, but not really like Cable.
I
But
don't
he would
know.
always go in the past and Back to the Future, and try to fix things with his boss, trying to fix the
Oh,
past
I
to
don't
put
know
it
that
back
one.
to normal. Yeah. So I can't remember his name. All right. So if you guys remember his name, let me know because I'm
Let
gonna
us
look it
know.
up.
I don't
And
know what Dan's talking
it's
about.
gonna,
I
um,
just I just overall I didn't like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, and no disrespect necessarily to Sophie Turner. I know a big part of it was the story writing, but even her, I don't know much about her for acting. I did see her in the first Game of Thrones episode, and she did good as Sansa because she was kind of like this, uppity teenager, so that was fine. But I don't know. She
Bishop.
didn't have. Oh, I don't
Got
know
it.
his name.
Sorry. His name was
I
Bishop.
don't I don't
Just so
recall
that
that character.
you don't you
Yeah,
don't remember.
no.
Okay. All right. So,
All
anyways,
my
keep
reading.
talking about what you were talking about.
It's just frustrating the heck out of me that the 9 year gap and she's nothing like the other character, even though it's in the different universe. It's like people are who they are, and I understand that our circumstances change who we are, but our inherent traits are still the same. And I don't know. One thing that irritated me too was her hand movements. Like they were when she would release her power, they were just so weird and awkward. I didn't. They were not threatening
Yeah,
at all. She's just kind
that
of
was
there like
weird.
this.
She had to like do force lightning or something. Or she had
And
to
it just
use her
looked
hands to
awful.
make a gesture to make the power work. That's it's you know it's weird how a lot of movies do that. It kind of irritates me because if you have the
See?
power, wouldn't you know how to do it without moving your hands like an Italian guy? Hey, mamma mia! Hey, everybody!
Well, I
Hey,
mean
blah, blah,
the
blah,
emperor had to use his hands like a conductor, so I guess that's, I mean otherwise everybody would just be telekinetic, right?
I
So they got
guess,
to use
yeah.
your body to do something like, like Scott Summers with his eye power
Well,
and
yeah. I
everything
mean,
like that.
he's got to change the way his glasses work because if he didn't have those glasses, his eyes would be shooting laser
Right?
beams 24/7. unless he
Right.
closed his eyes.
I
you
guess it
know?
depends on what kind of power. Because I
Yeah,
mean, like Wolverine, of course, has to have it. He has to like almost like extend his little hands to get the snick little claws, come out. But
right, right. Well, he could do it with just going shing or,
that's true.
you know. I think I even seen one where it comes out with his hand just fully like this too, because he didn't know how to control it.
That's true. Right.
You know, so. um, hey, sketchy guy,
Hey,
Nevada.
sketchy.
What's up? What'd you miss? Dan, recap, go. uh, I'm not good with that. But what
Just
did you miss? So far, you're missing a. Basically, we're talking about Jean Grey and
hmm
the different variations and how they change her up every up now and then in the movies, and
were
just
the
change
actresses
with the
a
actors.
good portrayal of Jean Grey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
that's about it.
I mean, if I wanted to like just like give the basic synopsis of my opinion, it would be love Famke Jensen, whatever. Not so much Sophie Turner.
Right,
Just
right,
I think the storyline was better in the first one, and I think
right.
that
I think you're
Phil
right.
Made an interesting point too a little while
Yes,
ago, and
Phoenix.
he was saying that the Dark Phoenix and all that stuff that was all after Disney bought Marvel, and there is something to be said for that there is the
Yeah,
same kind of color. You notice the same kind of coloring throughout all the new movies and everything like that, and the same style and things like that. So I'm sure that was a big part of it. Different kind of writers. It was a different era too. Things were a
I
lot
will.
different in 2001 than they are was in 2019 and 2018 for
Mm-hmm.
story writing. So you know what irritates me too, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, is like the original X-Men movies, you could tell that they weren't necessarily children's movies, right? They were made for the adults that grew up watching the cartoons. However, these
Yeah,
new right, these they wasn't exactly marketed necessarily for children, but it wasn't like they
right.
were, you know, but the movies now, again with the coloring and the marketing that they do, they look like they're children's movies or that they're family movies, but they put way more swear words in these films than they
Oh
did
my goodness.
in the previous
It
ones. And it's like,
shocked
what
me.
for?
This okay, you're right. In the Dark Phoenix,
Mhm.
the F bomb
Yeah, for
that
no reason.
Cyclops says shocked the heck out of me. I go, wait a minute. Why did you put an F bomb? There's no swearing in the whole movie except for that one part. And I'm like, this is stupid. That just it kind of ruined the movie for
Well, they
me,
did
honestly.
they did open up the movie with, like, the SH word, and that was in there a couple of times,
Oh,
and
I guess I say it too much and I didn't
that
notice.
was already kind of surprising that they would open the movie like that, but given how dark and a little more gritty the original ones were, it is
Yeah.
really sad because, like I said, kids are now really invested in these Marvel movies and even the
Hmm.
DC movies. And knowing that children are watching these movies, it sickens me that they're just going to try to
No,
throw
they
stuff
should.
in there just because. And it's like, but they didn't even do that in the original ones, and those were actually geared more towards adults. It's just bad story writing, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just
Unnecessary. It
it
was not
was
even the best
unnecessary.
time to use it.
It
Like, if
wasn't.
anybody was going to use it, it was going to be Wolverine. Let's just be real.
Yeah, exactly that. He's the one who should have been swearing up a storm in all the movies.
Right.
Um,
Which I'm grateful they didn't. Otherwise, I would have missed out.
yeah, that's true. Um, but yeah, it was bad timing too. If you touch her, I'm gonna bleep and kill you.
It was just
Well,
so childish and
yeah, like what?
unnecessary. Like,
Yeah,
even for a
it
person
was.
who chooses not to swear, I understand when there's a time to do that. Like, as far as story writing goes, where it fits best in the story, not just when some upset teenagers like, "Don't touch my girlfriend."
Right.
Yeah,
Anyways, we got Kylo Tim in the house. Tim Possible. What's up,
Damn.
Tim? How you doing? Um, I thought I saw something, but maybe I didn't. Um,
Well, what are your thoughts on Sophie Turner, Dan? Since I've said my piece.
since you said your piece, good. I'm glad you said your piece. They use swear words when Matter X 00777. I don't know how you say that name, but
Dan, just go with what you can read, and then
sweet.
like some when it's too
uh,
complicated, just pick what's easiest, man. That's what I would do. I'm trying to read
Double
it
O
too. I'm
triple
like,
seven is what I'm gonna call you. They use swear words when they are poor writers with
yeah,
it's supposed to be
it's
no
true. It's
creativity,
just
as
gap
in
fillers,
no.
basically. They
Yeah,
can't. It's stupid.
because they have no knowledge. The science fictionaries up here. He's saying, "What's up? What's up, everybody? Good. I'm doing well. Doing well. How are you doing?" Um, yeah. So my opinion about Sophie Turner.
Yeah,
I
let it go.
the the other X-Men movies, like the newer ones with the younger crowd
Mhm.
that become X-Men. I don't remember them too much, so I really don't have much to say about it. But since I did watch the Phoenix, the Dark
Right,
Phoenix today, it's kind of more in my head.
refresh.
So
Yeah,
yeah, more refreshed. This movie, if you go into watching this movie not knowing anything about X-Men, not knowing anything, not even seeing the old movies, and you just want to watch a movie for a movie, it's decent. I can't say it's like the best. You know, the acting's not the best, but it's a decent movie. It's
the
almost like a
story
standalone.
sucks.
It's more of like a standalone movie. Kind of like one of those standalone movies that you're just like, what's the Airbender?
Oh, the
It's
Last
really
Airbender. I would
poorly.
rather watch that than this movie.
But I'm just saying, it's just really poorly written. They got these magical powers, and if you don't know anything about X-Men or don't know anything about Marvel, it's an okay movie. It's not like I said, not the best, but it's okay.
Right.
Um, could Sophie have used more emotion? Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so. I think she could have acted better. Like, but sometimes it's not really the actor's fault that they don't act better. I mean,
Right.
if you think
The
about it, look at,
director. Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of it has to do with the director, because I mean, everybody knows. You look at Star Wars Episode One. Um, um, what's his name? I can't think of his name. The
What is
one who
he? What does he
plays
do?
Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, Jake
Um,
Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd, yes, good actor in like all these other movies, and then you see him in Star Wars. He's what do they call him? Mannequin Anakin. Meh, meh.
Oh, I liked him.
Hello, I
All right.
think you're pretty lady. Pretty lady, come with me.
I thought
So
he was way better than Hayden Christensen. I know I'm going to get flack for that.
well, because he was a kid. He's cute. He's a cute kid.
That's
Hayden
not what I.
Christensen, he's but the same way with him. I mean, if you look at his other movies, he's a decent actor, but in so it has to do with your director, basically, mainly the director. If you got a kind of bad director, and I know everybody loves George Lucas for creating Star Wars, but if you think about it, he's really bad at directing.
I was going to say, some
I
of the
mean,
movies
just
he produced didn't direct, so those might be the ones that
yeah,
suffered.
exactly. Exactly. So the movies that he didn't direct, they were good. Episode, what's in that? Not the New Hope, but the other two. Those were pretty darn good. New Hope was decent because his wife edited his bad directing.
Behind every great
So
man is an even better woman. So
that's right. So
saving
so it's
Star
the
Wars.
that's right. So a lot of it's also editing
Mhm.
too. And because editing is like music, it's about the beats,
Mhm.
of the story, and if it hits or if it doesn't hit. Some people, it just in the Dark Phoenix, there's a lot of parts that didn't hit properly. The beats were off. Like, oh, it's supposed to be a sad scene. There you see some tears, but because they didn't like, I don't know. I think maybe the music didn't sound too emotional. Something was
Mm.
off, you know. Just something was off,
It
and
was the
you're right.
story because they didn't have a build up. It was just like sad moment, tears. There was no build up to the tears. You need to have your sad moment and then escalate, and all of a sudden it spills over. Otherwise, you just kind of look like you're whiny, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
right. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of going back into directing and stuff. Liam Neeson. I think Liam Neeson did better in those movies because he has
I have
been a
more experience.
yeah, more experienced actor.
I
But you're right,
loved
he
him as
still
Qui-Gon
was,
Jinn.
but he still was better in Taken and Batman. You know, because
Yeah,
you
I
know,
guess so, but
but
different kind of
he was
role
still
too.
yeah. But because of his acting experience, you know, it's kind of like aging fine wine. He's a
Yeah.
good actor.
Mhm.
It's hard to get a good actor to act poorly, you know, because I'm
Yeah.
sure Liam Neeson was like, well, you know, George, I like that, but I'm going to do it this way because it just seems better as an actor's perspective, you know.
Right.
But he also has the mind of not just an actor, he's also has a mind of director too, you know. So, um, and you get that. You get that. You're going to get that with everybody and everything.
Hmm.
Some, you know. So, but anyways, back on track. Sophie Turner.
Bless her.
Yeah, she was all right. Wasn't the best.
Yeah, I
She
just
wasn't as good as whatever. I can't
Famke
pronounce. Yeah,
Jensen.
yeah,
Famke Jensen.
can't pronounce that name, but she wasn't as good as her.
Famke. Just call her Famke.
Famke. Um,
Famke.
okay, I will call her Famke. So
Bond
yeah,
girl, something, you know.
yeah, something like um, not as good, but you know
Yeah.
she was okay. You know she wasn't the best, but she but a lot of you're right. A lot of it was like the editing and just even some of that editing, like you said, too much crackle face lights coming out
Yeah.
of everywhere.
And
I
I
don't
guess
know what
because
that
there's a
was all
different
about.
storytelling and everything too. I think that's the hard part for me. Again, it's like I know it's different. It's a different era, different technology, probably different writers, different directors and producers. But it's like the cohesion. You know, I think they were trying to, from what I understand, they were trying to fix what they did in Last Stand with these newer movies. And so you would think that
Yeah, but they didn't do a good job.
they
They didn't
didn't.
do a
You
good
would
job fixing
if
anything.
it were me, I would have tried to
They
make
made
it
it
look
worse.
closer to what Famke Jensen's character looked like when she turned into the Phoenix than this,
Right.
with
Because
eyes glowing
she
and
looked
stuff.
more evil, you know?
She did. She looked more evil, more ominous because her eyes pretty much went like black and red. And then she had like the
Hmm.
purplish black veins coming up her face rather than these glowing. Because I think the glowing eyes and the glowing cracked skin made her look cool, not sinister, you know.
Right, exactly.
Total opposite of what we're going for. And then she had this magical fairy dust behind her every second of the thing. And it was like, you don't look
Yeah.
scary. You
No,
look
that's true.
impressive and like, yeah, like a fairy godmother or something like
Uh,
that.
well,
You look
almost like a
beautiful.
demigod or, you know, like
Yeah.
some kind of mini god, you know, where people would be like, oh my gosh, I love this person. Got to worship them, you know?
Yeah, and I maybe that was what they were trying to go for because of the entity, but like I said, I would have tried to make it look at least a little bit more cohesive, so that it
Right,
felt like it was not just so that way it felt like it was an alternative universe or
right.
whatever, but
Yeah.
not completely different characters. That's what I would have done. What was interesting too to me is that they didn't with what was it with Femke Ensign's character that they didn't give her blue eyes. I thought that was interesting because Sophie Turner has blue eyes, and then Jean Grey apparently originally has blue eyes. They didn't
Hmm.
feel like that was a necessary change. Um, which I think by when we make our superhero movies, we are so nitpicky about the details that when we see
Yeah.
something like that, it's like, okay, we've had contacts for years. What's the big deal? But I kind of appreciated not having that just because it focused then more on the story and less on the nitpicky details. I don't know if there was a reason for that or not. Maybe it made her look like you were saying a little bit more human than putting false eye contacts in there. I don't know, but that
Right.
was something I did notice that was something that Sophie had going for her versus Femke.
Right. Just because the eyes. um. Anyways, you know, I was gonna cut in on you about the whole uh Sophie one,
Hmm.
the Dark Phoenix one. I think I know where they're getting the whole light thing from. It was probably because in the cartoon, that's kind of what happened a little bit.
Okay.
When the alien possessed her body, she kind of turned almost into the fire was all around her.
Oh,
When she
okay.
was, and but what was interesting was the alien in the cartoon understood, uh, human talks, and
Hmm.
human emotion and stuff. That's why in the cartoon, the the Phoenix decided to leave Jean Grey alone because found out that, love is what brings everybody together, and then Jean Grey was able to become free of the Phoenix.
Well,
Um,
wasn't there two? Wasn't there the Phoenix, and then it turned into the Dark Phoenix? From what I read,
Yeah, yes, yes.
sort
But then
of
the Dark Phoenix kind of turns good,
took
so it kind of
over. Oh,
goes
okay.
back to being just like the regular Phoenix, um,
Okay.
because it understood human emotion and it understood, like life and love is better than
Right, because it could create
destruction.
life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it decided to leave, but she said that she'll never be gone all the time. She'll always be around. And she'll be there to help, basically.
Okay.
And that's kind of like the cartoon version of it, which I think was better, honestly,
Mm.
than both movies. But that's that's just me as a kid who watched the cartoons. Um, it just I don't know. I wish they would have portrayed the Phoenix better than you know in the movies, anyways.
Yeah, that
Um,
seems to be the consensus among all the fans.
yeah,
I don't, like I said, I
yeah,
don't know enough about it to say yay or nay, but apparently, even according to Dan, they still did it wrong no matter how many times they tried.
yeah. They did it wrong. I mean, you can look at it as a different. Okay, it's a different Phoenix. It's a different Jean Grey, and
Hmm.
take it as that.
How
But at
would
the
you
same
have done
time,
it, Dan? How would you, as a fan with a person of the knowledge, how do you think they should have done it?
well, since I don't know that much about Jean Grey, but I probably would have done it the way they did it in the cartoon. Had
Hmm.
somebody possess the body, and then that thing tries to take over and destroy everything, but then in the end decides, hey, you know what? Life and love is better than death and
Would you not say
destruction.
that that was done though in Dark Phoenix? How would you have
Kind
changed
of,
that to make
but
it better?
I don't know because they really don't let the entity talk or do anything,
Yeah, there's
or
not
even
much of
come
a
out of the
struggle.
body to say
Yeah.
who it is and then go back in, and say, oh, I like the body, I like being there. Um, yeah, there's not a real big struggle there. I don't know.
Yeah. I like the struggle better with the early 2000 movies better than the newer ones.
Right,
It's
right.
too
Well, that's because
overly
they were
emotional.
right. That's because in the early 2000s they knew how to struggle with emotions. In
Yeah.
the 2019 or whatever it came out, apparently they just were trying to cash in some money and try to tell everybody, "Oh, look, we're
Mm.
fixing things and
Yeah.
we got bad actors." I don't know. That's what that's what it was. That's what it seems like. Because you're right, she doesn't struggle as much. She doesn't like struggle with her own feelings and her own thoughts and
Yeah. They
struggle
don't
with
really try to take time to figure things out. It's just like,
yeah,
oh, I feel sad. I feel angry. Must kill people. And then just
yeah.
goes off on
Basically,
journey.
it's like when you watch one of those movies with the narrator. Instead of having the
Of,
narrator, it's the actor saying that, oh, oh, I got emotions or I got this. Well, yeah, of course you do. You're supposed to be human. You
right.
don't need to tell us about it. Just do it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What did Tim say? He said the Phoenix, they keep getting it wrong, and Doctor Doom. Well,
Mm.
Doctor Doom, they don't really show too much Doctor Doom, do they?
Well, I think from the newer Fantastic Four, he looked abysmal. So,
Oh, well,
I
um,
mean,
yeah, the Phoenix would
horrendous.
be great getting done right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be.
If I
Um,
had to choose, I would take the early 2000s
so you
version
want?
of the Phoenix.
I like what Phil says here. You want Jean Grey to be more like a Tinkerbell, a rabid Tinkerbell,
Looks more
basically.
like the rabbit Tinkerbell. Not exactly. Not exactly, but yeah, she just kind of looked a little bit more like a fairy in the newer one.
Right. If X-Men joins the MCU and we get the Phoenix series in like phase 5 or 6, then hopefully they'll do it better than the last two attempts.
I doubt it because it's Disney
Yeah,
again
I
owning
doubt it.
it. Although
Yep.
Marvel has done a pretty good job with their films, but at the same time, I am so done with the constant remakes. So
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
You know,
I'm done with
it's
it.
I
Make
think that's why
something
I
new.
haven't seen. I think that's why I didn't watch the Dark Phoenix. You know, was because I was like, they're just kind of redoing or rehashing
Hmm.
because they want to try to fix something. Well, you know what? It's broken. There's nothing to fix because
Yeah,
who
they just want
cares? Move
every
on.
generation to have their moment. It's like, no, that's not how it works. I mean, like,
Yeah,
you see
it's
what happens
strange.
when they try to give every generation its classic, like Ben-Hur and things like that. It doesn't work.
Yeah, Ben
Just
Hur
leave it
was pretty
alone.
bad.
It's
The
blah.
original Ben Hur.
Okay.
The newer one, not that great. But I didn't see the whole thing, so maybe I should watch it all. My brother liked the newer Ben Hur. I don't know why, but he did. Um, there's so much X Men material to do without rehashing the Dark Phoenix. Yes,
This is true. This is
this
true.
I agree with so very much.
Yeah. But I think it's because we all hold to it's just like the Batman and Superman movies because
Yeah.
we all love the prominent and original characters, right? So they don't want to
Hmm.
let go and do new characters because they probably don't know how it will be received. But it's like I am so sick of Batman movies and Superman movies.
There's a
So
new
sick.
Batman movie coming out,
That's
anyways.
why I was
In a
so
couple of months.
excited when Aquaman came out. I'm like, yes, somebody else from
Aquaman.
the JLA. It's not just Batman
Yeah.
and Superman.
Tim says the Les Miserables. I don't know if I said that right.
You did it. It's okay.
I
You did it.
was a good remake. So I actually like the one with Liam Neeson and what's his name better.
Hugh Jackman?
Um,
No,
no,
Uma
um,
Thurman and
well,
Jeffrey
yeah,
Rush. I
yes,
liked that one a lot. Yeah, I did. I liked
yeah.
that one a lot. Made
I
me
like
sad.
that one better than the Hugh Jackman one. Honestly, I think it's because they didn't breathe to speak in the new
It
one.
was like
It
an
was all
opera.
yeah, it was all
Yeah.
just like let's sing everything and it'll be
Hmm.
a good musical and that's it. It's like it's like what was it? One of the gosh, I don't remember what that was. I think it was a Muppet movie or something. It was like he starts singing and he goes, no, it wasn't Muppets. It was Veggie Tales. He goes, the one character is like he's singing, okay, Bob, what next? And he's like, just because it's a musical, you don't have to sing everything. And he's like, why not? He's singing, why
Yeah.
not? So that's what I feel like with that movie.
Yeah.
Why sing everything? Yes, have good songs in it. Make it a musical, but don't just sing it all. It was weird. I mean, I
I
understand.
It was
It,
different. I wasn't expecting it to be a musical the entire film.
yeah,
So it did make it difficult to watch because it's almost like going into Shakespeare.
hmm
You do have to mentally prepare yourself for it because it's not the normal way of hearing things. After a while, when I kind of got used to it and accepted that this was how it was going to be, then I could enjoy it. But
yeah,
it.
yeah. JT says he agrees, but they have
Mhm.
to pick characters that people like and that have not failed in the comics.
I mean, I
Okay.
agree with that. The problem is then you risk tainting the beloved and well-known characters and not
hmm
risking making new characters or using other characters that people aren't quite as familiar with and making them great and making them have their own moment to shine. So it's rough in Hollywood. I'm going to give them that. It's not easy to make a film and a storyline and a character that people will like if it's brand new or not quite as well known. It's always a gamble.
That's right. Phil says His favorite musical is Cats.
I've never seen Cats, only bits and
uh,
pieces.
love the part where the story of it being
Redemption.
redemption. Yeah, that's good. Um, are you talking about Cats as in the new movie that they kind of put out and it looks weird, or are you talking about Cats the
The
like the
original
play, the original
Andrew
play
Lloyd
that
Webber's creation.
yeah, yes, that one. That's what I
The
was
man, the
wondering.
myth, the legend.
00777 says, I hate musicals with the exception of The Sound of Music. Good story. Ah,
Yes. We
yes, The
did do
Sound
a
of Music.
review on that. You could always go
That's
back
right.
and watch what we had to say about that.
That's right. Big Chuck says, "What's up? What's up, Big Chuck? A little late. We're almost coming to an end. We're pretty close. But we were talking about Jean Grey. So if you
Jean
want to
Grey.
listen about Jean Grey, watch the rerun
Were
when we're
you going to
done.
say Green Jay?
Yeah, yeah,
I do that all the time. Get the first letters correct.
yes.
But that
I
kind of
was
sounds like a
thinking that.
cool superhero. Like we could make one Green
Yeah,
Jay. Yeah,
Green Jay. That's right.
that sounds really cool. Some kind of woodsy dude. I like it.
Yeah, that's right. Like it's gotta be like almost. He looks up almost like a jaybird, but he's all green.
Yeah, maybe he can
Yeah,
fly. I don't know. It sounds
yeah,
cool.
that's it. Yeah. I watched it over Christmas, and we'll look back and check the review. The
Yeah,
review.
it's if they ever redid The Sound of Music. I mean,
I would
why
hate. I would
hate
hate
that?
them.
No,
These Hollywood people if they did
no.
redone the Sound of Music.
Nobody can pull it together like Julie Andrews. I'm sorry. Nobody,
Nope.
nobody.
That's right. Oops. That's not what I was clicking on. Man, went too fast. There we
Dark
go.
Phoenix, the music.
A musical. That's pretty
um,
good. Dark Phoenix, the musical. That'd be interesting. I think she would have to sing every time she turned into the Dark Phoenix, though. I'm feeling rage and anger
Dan's
and
got like the metal
love.
version.
Do, 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 do.
Nice. Actually, I don't know if you follow Dan Vasc on Twitter. He's a pretty cool guy, but he does sing metal music, but he doesn't sing it in the way that most people think that, it's not like this demonic stuff. It's actually
Mhm.
really great. Like it's apparently he sings what metal music was originally supposed to sound like. And so but he has an awesome voice.
Interesting.
He does like Disney songs sometimes, and he was doing asking on Twitter the other day what are some suggestions
Oh,
for some
R2 woke
songs.
up, huh?
Oh, hey, R2. Some
R2,
suggestions
what's
of
up?
things you want to sing, you want to hear me sing in 22. And I'm like, I want to hear a metal version of The Sound of Music just because. Just because. Those notes are pretty
That's right.
prominent.
Amen
So
Fate saying Storm versus Thor. I don't know. It'd be different. Dan
what would it
Vasc
be?
has a killer voice.
He
Uh,
does.
Amen Fate said Storm versus Thor. But you can't really
Oh.
do that because they're totally different characters. I mean, you could make them against each other, but who would win? I don't know. I obviously
Well,
Thor
and
has more
Thor is
powers
a
than
god.
Storm. Yeah.
He is a god. So that would be interesting because of the fact that he is the god of thunder and Storm manipulates thunder and the other
Oh,
rest of the
there you
elements.
go.
That would be an
They
interesting
eventually
battle.
get married because she manipulates it.
Because
So
that's
she
how
wins.
apparently the X-Men roll. Whenever universe they're played in, they marry and bear children from other people. I mean, my
That's right.
gosh, how creepy can you get? It is like the worst soap opera ever. I hate it. That's like finding
Yes, it's
out,
funny.
that Aquaman and Catwoman got together and then they reversed things and found out that Robin and Wonder Woman were then together and and it's just no, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh
Uh,
my.
Dark Phoenix, yeah, musical but different style of the Blues
Blues
Brothers.
Brothers.
Love Blues Brothers. Funny, funny movie. Blues Brothers 2 wasn't as good, just because
Never really never is,
yeah, just because what's his name wasn't in it. Can't think of
Belushi.
his name. Belushi that passed away. Yeah,
Belushi.
Yes, yes, yes. Anyone remember the Bionic Six? No, I do not. But you mean what kind of Storm and Thor would make? What kind of
What
kid
kind of
would
kid?
Storm?
No,
Uh,
somebody was saying if they were to battle each other out, who would win?
no, no. But then I said,
Right?
she would
Oh.
win because she would manipulate him and get
Oh.
married. Remember, they get married, they have kids, and then you said, no, I don't want that. And
Oh
so
yeah.
as you were saying,
Our babies
what
will
kind
be
of kid?
smart and beautiful.
They'll be, yeah, that's, that's right. It'd be, I don't know, it'd be weird because, yeah, what kind of kid would it make? I don't know, a lightning kid. The kid would be just like,
Well, but when it comes to the mutants, just because their parents have a certain power doesn't mean that they have a certain power.
that's
So, and you
true.
also,
So
it just means that
you're right.
they have
So
different
he'd be half
weird.
god. That's all.
Yeah.
He'll
He'd
be
be
half
half
god.
mutant god, a
That's
demi
right.
mutant god.
R2 didn't hear what I said though. He says Thor
Mm.
would win because he's a demigod. Yeah, he's a demigod, but
He's a
remember,
god. He's not a
Storm.
demigod because he's not half human.
Right, but you remember, Storm, like Tabitha said, she manipulates uh,
The elements is what I
the
said.
elements of thunder and lightning, and he's the god of thunder and lightning. So she will manipulate him. That's where I got it from. So
They'd be the
they,
power couple of the century.
that's
Ha
right. Oh,
ha. I
today on
had
The
to.
Bachelor. That's not the one I was. Why does it do that to me? Who the
Doesn't
daddy?
like you.
Yes, the mutant gene can skip a generation.
Right.
Yes.
Hmm. So,
Jean Grey versus the Hulk and Spider Man. Well, Jean Grey would win.
yeah, I mean, they say that especially when she got the
Even if,
Phoenix power, that
yeah,
she was one of the Omega mutants. She was like a class
yeah,
5 or whatever like that. She was among the most powerful.
yeah. Even if Jean Grey didn't have the Phoenix
Hmm.
uh, possessing her, she would still win because she is a powerful mutant,
Yeah.
more powerful than Professor X.
Hulk, I don't think he has a strong enough mind to be able to thwart off her attempts like she could get in there, kind of like the way that Wanda does. So,
Hmm. Let's see who else. Yes, the already read that. Child be worthy enough to wield the
Mjolnir.
linear.
I don't
Uh,
know.
I don't know. Amen. Fate says Rogue versus Carl Danvers. Who's that?
I don't know who that is.
Don't know who Carl Danvers is. Um, Thor's dad was a god. His mother was a
Hmm.
witch.
True, but he doesn't identify as a demigod. So I'm
That's
wondering if
right.
the witch, because she had powers, because they weren't from Earth, kind of
Don't
that
click on
weird
that one.
line.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta block the bots. Two bots today, everybody. Oh, someone already did it. Because mine says, "Oh, I can't block." Someone already blocked them. All right. Goodness. All right. Carl Danvers is Captain Marvel.
Oh, Carol.
Oh,
Carol.
Carol.
Sarah.
Sorry.
I was
Sorry, I
reading
spelled
about
her
that. They were
name wrong.
saying that Jean would still be more powerful than Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I don't. Rogue versus Captain Marvel. Rogue would win because Rogue would take her powers.
Hmm.
You want to know why?
If she could get close enough.
But she did. Rogue almost killed Captain Marvel
There
by
you go.
taking her powers, and now her powers are permanently in Rogue. So Rogue already won. So whoever asked that question, Rogue won already. So why'd you ask who would win? Ay ay ay. Amen. Fates asked it.
Now
Amen.
we're just
Fate.
getting all kinds of people asking
Put
about
her in a
different
coma.
characters.
Yes, she did put her in a coma. almost killing her. Uh, that's it. Okay, I think we're
Well,
done tonight.
so
Everybody,
to summarize, then,
yeah,
Dan,
yeah,
who would you choose? Who do you think did a better job portraying Jean Grey, Sophie or Femke?
you, you did a better job.
That was
Look
not
at your
on.
hair. That's definitely Jean Grey hair.
That was not on the. That was not on the ballot.
The cartoon did a better
I did.
job. I would have to
Uh,
say.
so you don't
We
like
did
either
talk about.
actresses?
I, they're okay. I liked Femka.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm gonna make you cultured. There, look at that. You're already getting it right.
Femka was good, but she
Mhm.
wasn't G. She was Jean Grey, but she didn't do the whole. I don't know. It wasn't
Something was
exactly.
missing. Okay.
Yes, something was missing. And Sophie, obviously, acting was bad, but something was also missing. So
Everything was missing. Yeah.
yeah, so the cartoon takes the cake. Um,
Okay.
but I don't know much about the comics. I know the
Okay.
cartoon kind of follows the comics better, but I don't think that it follows it perfectly.
Okay.
So I would have to say the cartoon, just because I know the
I
cartoon better.
I
You
picked
know, when
Famke.
you're a kid,
I thought she did a
would you
great
pick
job.
Femka?
I did. I just thought that she brought an elegant adult version. Because again, cartoons and comics, they're really hard to bring to an adult audience on the screen in a believable way. And I think that she did that, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Gotcha.
So that
And
she's not so
Whitey
cheesy.
agrees.
Yeah, you know.
You're right. She wasn't cheesy. You're right.
Yeah, she was
You
a
know.
believable character. That's how I see it, you know.
Yeah.
So
Anonymous agrees with me. So there we go.
you guys can be wrong. It's okay. No, just
no,
kidding.
00777 says he is
Votes
with
for
you, Tabitha.
Famco. Yeah. High
Um,
five.
that's right. R2 says
Hmm.
Sophie sucked.
Yeah, she did. She did. Just wasn't the same
Avery also
energy.
says
Okay.
Femka.
Mhm.
Man, I guess I lose.
Yeah, it was just
Anonymous, me and you. I guess we're on a team alone.
that's okay. You guys can sit in your corner and drool over cartoon Jean Grey.
Don't forget she played
Hmm.
Xena. Who?
On a top on
Who's
Goldeneye.
that?
You've never seen Goldeneye?
Oh, Femke did?
Yeah, she
Really? I didn't know that
she
was her.
she's been in a
It's been
wide
so long
variety of
since I've
stuff, but a
seen
lot of
GoldenEye.
people don't connect the two. I guess because the hair maybe changed. I don't know, but she's got to me it's like she's got these iconic eyebrows that you can't help but recognize. So,
Gotcha. See,
or maybe I
it's
just
been
have a
so
thing for
long since
eyebrows.
I think it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. That's about
Hmm.
what it is. I remember
I mean, because
playing
like
the.
that woman doesn't age, and that's why I was surprised when I found, and then until now, but I was really
Right.
surprised when I found out that she was in the 007 movie because there's quite a gap there, and I was surprised at how young she still looked in the X-Men films. So
R2, we can do that probably Sunday, right? Um, but I'm probably going to look at it beforehand just to let you know. Um,
so
Femke was best in House on
on Haunted
Haunted
Hill.
Hill. Mm,
She's a phenomenal actress. I'm sure she was really
she's good.
good.
Wasn't she in that one movie? It was like it wasn't 007, but it was kind of like that, but it was a comedy. Um, I don't remember the name of it though. It had I don't even remember who was in it. I think it was. I'm gonna click on her.
Yeah. But let me ask the chat really quickly, and no, you don't
Yeah,
have to necessarily answer today. It's just throwing it out there. But if you guys enjoy, I mean, do you enjoy us talking about the characters from time to time and not quite as much about the movie lines? Do you like this little change that we're doing here? we're kind of trying it out for this month, just having superhero month. We will be talking about some of the movies and things like that as well. At the end of the month, we're going to be doing quite the Rumble review and about certain movies that we're going to be watching. But if you guys
Mhm.
enjoy us doing character appreciation and, seeing what we like about them, do they live up to what we know them as from either comic books, cartoons or books or whatever like that, just let us know. Maybe leave us a comment after think about it, leave us a comment, write us on Twitter, just maybe give us some ideas. We'd love to hear from you guys, but we're just trying something different out for the year 2022 because, well, we're trying to keep things fresh.
JT said yes, he likes it. R2, no, it's not that I don't trust what you sent. It's because I'm excited and I'm like a little kid and just need to open it and see what it is.
I'm a little distrustful.
Okay. Okay, by the way, I found the movie and she was in it.
Okay.
It's called I Spy. It's like a spy
Okay.
movie and
Yeah.
it was a comedy with Owen Wilson
Yeah.
and Eddie Murphy. That's who was
That's
in it.
right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Anyways, so yeah, so
well,
that's it, everybody.
yeah. Thank you
Um,
for joining us, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
chat tonight.
Yes, everybody, thank you. Don't forget, get yourself some gifts over at
That's
the
right.
InsideTheBoothTV.com/shop. We do not have a flamethrower yet, but we're working on it. Um,
Maybe in 23.
yeah, that's right. Or maybe within the next 6 months if I can find some stuff. That'll be fun.
Mm,
Um, I have some ideas. That's why I'm saying it out loud.
there you go.
Um, so yeah. Other than that, don't forget to vanquish the like button, subscribe to the
Mhm.
channel, share with your
Ooh.
best friends on this channel, and ding, yeah, like you just did, ding the bell for
Mhm.
notifications. So we will see you guys on Sunday. What are we doing
Are we?
Sunday? I forgot.
We're going to be talking about the Hulk
Oh, the Hulk.
character.
That's right.
We
All
are. So if
right.
you guys have some opinions about the Jolly Green Giant that's not so jolly, um,
That's right.
come join us on Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Be there.
That's right. Be there. And then the following Tuesday is Wolverine, right?
That's right.
Shwing. Alrighty, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us and sleep well.
Yes.
Dude.